Have you ever wondered why some people sleep only 5, 6 hours and still wake up sharp, focused, and energized while you get 8 hours and feel like you ran a marathon in your dreams? If you've ever promised yourself, I'll sleep early tonight, only to break that promise at 2, 3 a.m., this video is for you. Welcome to Sleep Less, Wake Up Fresher, the science behind efficient sleep. In this video, we're not doing empty motivation or recycled hacks. We're diving into real science, how your brain moves through sleep cycles, why quality beats quantity, and how to optimize every minute of rest so you wake up clear, calm, and focused. You'll learn why more sleep can still mean more fatigue, why waking at the right moment changes everything, and which small habits actually align with your brain's biology. If you want to reclaim your energy, learn and work smarter, and live intelligently instead of forcing willpower, stay with us until the end, because the final part gives you simple, powerful steps you can apply tonight. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to follow this science-backed, practical, and entertaining series designed to upgrade your daily life. Let's begin. A strange paradox plays out every day. Many people sleep 6 to 9 hours, following the so-called gold standard, yet wake up exhausted, mentally foggy, and dependent on coffee just to function. Meanwhile, others sleep only 5 to 6 hours, wake up before their alarm, feel alert, clear-headed, and jump into work as if their batteries were fully charged. So, what's really going on? Are we sleep-deprived, or have we misunderstood sleep altogether? The issue isn't how little or how much you sleep. It's whether your sleep actually restores you. Science shows that sleep is not one uniform block of time. It's a finely tuned process made up of cycles your brain must move through in the right order. When those cycles are disrupted by blue light, stress, caffeine, or irregular schedules, you can spend plenty of time in bed without giving your body and brain what they truly need. The result is waking up feeling like you slept but didn't rest. On the other hand, people who sleep less and still feel energized aren't stronger or more gifted. Often, consciously or not, they're optimizing sleep quality, allowing the brain to complete its critical cycles and prioritizing deep recovery over sheer duration. The difference isn't the number of hours on the clock, it's what happens inside your brain during those hours. Understanding this shift is the first step toward reclaiming your energy, mental clarity, and control over your daily rhythm. The core scientific truth is this: sleep only becomes valuable when the brain completes its biological cycles in full. Each sleep cycle lasts about 90 minutes, and within each cycle, the brain must pass through specific stages to restore both body and mind. When this process flows uninterrupted, the body repairs tissues and strengthens the immune system, while the brain organizes memories, refreshes focus, and regulates emotions. But if even one link is broken, waking up mid-cycle, prolonged stress signals, or artificial light hitting the eyes, the entire recovery process is weakened. The irony is that most of us obsess over enough hours while ignoring the right rhythm. You can sleep 8 hours, yet be repeatedly pulled out of critical stages, leaving the brain unable to finish its work. The resulting fatigue isn't caused by a lack of time, but by a lack of completeness. In contrast, when cycles remain intact, the brain can compress recovery into a shorter window, producing the alertness many people mistakenly label as sleeping less but feeling great. Understanding this mechanism reframes how we see sleep. It's no longer a competition about who stays in bed the longest, but an art of creating the right conditions for the brain to do its job. When you respect biological rhythms and optimize timing and environment, sleep becomes an intelligent recovery system, efficient, deep, and powerful, rather than a long but wasted stretch of rest. To understand why some people feel great on less sleep while others feel exhausted despite sleeping longer, we must look closely at the true structure of sleep. Sleep is not a simple shutdown state. It is a highly organized biological process in which the brain continuously transitions through distinct stages and repeating cycles. On average, each cycle lasts about 90 minutes, and repeats several times throughout the night. Within a complete cycle, the body moves from light sleep to deep sleep and then into REM. Each stage serves a unique and irreplaceable function. Light sleep acts as the gateway out of wakefulness. Deep sleep is when the body repairs, regenerates, and restores its physical foundations. And REM is when the brain processes information, consolidates memory, and restructures emotions. When a cycle runs to completion, you are not just sleeping, you are truly recovering. Deep sleep functions as the body's maintenance workshop. This is when growth hormone is released most intensely. Damaged tissues are repaired, the immune system is strengthened, and biological energy is replenished. Without sufficient deep sleep, the body feels heavy, sluggish, sore, and vulnerable to illness, even if total sleep time appears adequate. REM sleep, by contrast, is the brain's central control room. During REM, the brain organizes memories from the day, filters unnecessary information, enhances creative connections, and regulates emotional balance. A lack of REM leads to poor focus, weakened memory, rigid thinking, and increased irritability. Crucially, the brain cannot simply make up for lost deep sleep or REM by sleeping longer at random. These stages only occur when cycles unfold in the correct rhythm. This explains why sleeping less can still feel restorative when cycles remain uninterrupted and the brain achieves sufficient deep sleep and REM. If you sleep 5 to 6 hours but complete 3 to 4 high-quality cycles, the brain and body can still accomplish most of their recovery tasks. In contrast, sleeping 8 or 9 hours with fragmented cycles is like a repair project, repeatedly losing power. Time is present, but effectiveness is not. The persistent fatigue in this case comes not from a lack of sleep, but from a lack of biological continuity. Modern life introduces many factors that silently disrupt sleep cycles. Blue light from screens is one of the most significant, as it tricks the brain into thinking it is still daytime, suppressing melatonin and delaying deep sleep. Chronic stress keeps the nervous system in a state of vigilance, preventing the brain from shifting into full recovery mode. Caffeine, while temporarily boosting alertness, blocks natural sleep signals and reduces deep sleep when consumed at the wrong time. Irregular sleep schedules, late nights, late mornings, constant shifts confuse the circadian rhythm, leaving the brain uncertain about when to activate critical stages. Together, these factors create a common paradox: sleeping more but resting less. From this understanding, sleep science does not urge us to sleep longer, but to build a system that optimizes each cycle. The foundation of this system is consistency. Sleeping and waking at the same time every day, including weekends, stabilizes the biological clock and allows the brain to precisely time the release of sleep and wake hormones. When circadian rhythms are strong, deep sleep arrives faster and cycles become more regular. This is why people with consistent schedules often feel refreshed, even on shorter sleep durations. Sleeping in multiples of 90 minutes further reduces the likelihood of waking mid-cycle. Awakening during deep sleep or REM often causes grogginess, heaviness, and disorientation, whereas waking at the end of a cycle feels lighter and clearer. This is not a mystical trick but a direct application of brain physiology. The 60-minute pre-sleep shutdown sequence is a critical transition between a demanding day and restorative sleep. The 3-2-1 method creates clear boundaries for the nervous system. 3 hours before bed, avoid heavy meals, so digestion does not compete with recovery. 2 hours before bed, reduce work and stress so mental activity can slow. 1 hour before bed, avoid screens to allow natural melatonin release. Replacing stimulation with warm light and calming activities signals to the brain that it is safe to rest deeply. Mornings matter just as much as nights. Exposure to natural sunlight immediately after waking resets the circadian clock, suppresses melatonin, and activates wake-promoting hormones. This not only speeds up morning alertness, but also improves sleep quality the following night. Adding cold water or light movement upon waking briefly activates the nervous system, clears sleep inertia, and helps the brain transition into an efficient operating mode. When mornings and evenings are aligned correctly, the body's entire 24-hour rhythm becomes more harmonious. Together, these elements form a scientific system in which sleep is no longer left to chance, but shaped by conscious choices. Sleeping 5 to 6 hours is not the goal, nor a badge of honor. The true objective is maximizing recovery within a time frame that matches individual biology. When sleep cycles are respected, the brain does not require excessive time to perform its work. And when that happens, clarity, focus, and energy cease to be rare events and become the natural state of each morning. Once a stable sleep foundation is in place, we can take it even further with advanced optimization strategies. Biological levers that elevate you from average to excellent, from fatigue to clarity, without adding a single extra minute of sleep. The first lever is caffeine timing. While caffeine is a familiar ally in staying alert, it becomes a dangerous enemy of sleep when used poorly. Studies show caffeine can linger in the body for 6 to 8 hours, meaning that 1 cup of coffee at 3 p.m. can reduce your deep sleep at 11 p.m. by up to 30%. This is why the rule, no caffeine after 2 p.m., is considered a golden boundary in sleep optimization. Next comes your sleep environment, the space that can become a deep recovery chamber if designed correctly. An ideal bedroom should be as dark as a movie theater, between 18-20 degrees Celsius, and as quiet as possible. Darkness stimulates melatonin, slight coolness triggers deep sleep, and silence signals safety for the brain to enter REM. If ideal conditions aren't possible, sleep masks, white noise machines, and cooling devices can be effective substitutes. Alongside external conditions, internal support plays a key role. Supplementing with magnesium, especially glycinate, or herbal aids like ashwagandha tea before bed, has been shown to soothe the nervous system, reduce anxiety, and ease the brain into deep sleep mode. However, any supplementation should be guided by medical advice, as each body reacts differently and not everyone needs biological support. One highly effective but often overlooked habit is brain dumping before bed, writing down your thoughts. Carrying unfinished tasks, emotional overload, or racing thoughts into bed keeps the brain in beta wave mode, alert and vigilant. Writing things down helps transition the mind into alpha and theta waves, the relaxed, ready for sleep frequencies. Just 5 to 10 minutes of judgment-free journaling can create a powerful sense of mental lightness. Most importantly, we must shift our mindset. Sleep is not laziness or weakness. In a culture that glorifies all-nighters and hustle, sleeping early is sometimes viewed as failure. But science proves the opposite. Sleep is a performance tool, and the most successful people aren't those who stay up the latest, but those who recover the best. The brain doesn't function well when depleted, and you can't pour from an empty glass. A well-rested brain is the foundation of clear thinking, sharp decision-making, and sustainable creativity. So don't let sleep be something you do. If there's time, make it a proactive part of your life strategy. When you sleep the right way, you don't just live healthier, you live smarter. And when you wake up with mental clarity, full energy, and emotional balance, you don't need more time. You just need better energy to master each day. Sleep isn't just rest, it's the foundation for a clear, focused, and powerful life. If you found value in these science-based, practical, and inspiring insights, subscribe to the channel now. Each week, we'll bring you content designed to help you live healthier, learn smarter, and take control of your own growth. Let's become our best selves, one deep sleep at a time.